born on the 4th of February or after the 4th of February in any of the following years: 1998, 1989, 1980, 1971, 1962, 1953, or 1944? If so, this energy prediction for 2020 is for you. And my name's Frances Peterson from Healing Vibrations. And this prediction for 2020 and the energy that's going to be influencing you is based on Chinese medicine and the principles of reading the patterns of nature that are inherent in nature itself and that are inherent in ourselves. And we go through cycles of 9 years. And when we're looking at this particular prediction for you, we're looking at the energy that's going to be influencing you according to the year that you're currently in your 9-year cycle. So interestingly enough, you are at the end of your 9-year cycle. The first year of any 9-year cycle is about beginnings and dreaming about what you want for your 9 years cycle, and the 9th year is the completion of that cycle or that era basically. And so you are in the last year of your 9-year cycle. So this is a year of completion, and it's very common this year for something to come to an end for you. But before we go into more detail about this year, I want to have a brief look at who you are based on Chinese medicine and the patterns that I see inherent in you based on the year that you were born. So when I look at your year, I can tell that you're a person who is very much a very nurturing, supportive person. In Chinese medicine, they give this particular element of earth, which is your pattern, the archetype of the mother. And the mother, if you think about her energy is always about giving and supporting her family, being in partnership and being there for those who need her, being up at the crack of dawn and collapsing into bed at the end of the day. And her first thought is always about others. Well, this is your energy. This is your pattern, whether you're male or female. So you are a supportive person, and you're always going to be thinking about other people and how you can be of support and in service to other people. So your beautiful nature really shows that you're always giving, but not always that good at receiving. So, and you're a person who will go through life always wanting to be of service in some manner. And caring professions may be where you generally head into, but also you may be in a field where you're just somehow being of service to others. Now, when we look at your year this year, the 9th year in your 9-year cycle, as I was saying earlier, you're moved into a year that relates to the energy of fire. And when I say fire, fire is all about the flickering flame and the sense of joy that can be reflected in that particular energy. Now, coming back to the energy of completion, this is a year where something may come to an end, and something in regard to relationships or anything regarding a job or anything else that has now completed its lifespan. You may find that during this year somebody may come up to you, a friend or if you're in a relationship, they may come up to you and all of a sudden say, I'm done, I'm finished, I'm out of here. And you'll say, well, what the hell happened? It can be that this is the timing that has triggered this to happen, and you just need to trust that this is rightfully so. A job may end, or maybe just other small things may come to an end. It's just the completion of a cycle. Now, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be a big shock. That's not always how it happens, but something of some significance, small or big, may come to an end. It can be that old habits, old ways of being come to an end, that you just all of a sudden decide, I'm not going to be like that anymore, or I'm not going to do that anymore. Just some kind of cycle will have come to an end for you. This is also a time where you don't want to be taking any old baggage from the decade or this year into your next 9-year cycle. It'll be a start of a whole new era for you next year. So this year it will be looking at ways of letting go of old habits, old beliefs, old ways of being. This year, being that element of fire, fire shines the light on things. So it may be that something has light reflected onto it so that you can see it. So something may come to light this year that needs to be illuminated in order for you to notice it and to now let go of it and allow it to come to an end. This year, you're in the spotlight in some way. It is a lighter year compared to last year. When we look at last year, you will have felt that you were a little bit in the cocoon and would have gone through a lot of deeper inner transformation and self-reflection. And it would have been a time where it may have been a bit uncomfortable for you. You may have pulled away from people for a while just to do that deeper inner reflection. But this year, it's like the doors have opened wide and there's a light flowing in. And it's very much the energy of the butterfly. It's now escaping out of that cocoon. It's done its transformation in the cocoon as a caterpillar, and now it's able to fly free as a butterfly. So allow yourself to tap into that sense of freedom and a sense of joy that you will experience this year. If you're looking to be in the spotlight in some way, whether you're in business or whether somehow you'd like to be noticed more, this is the year where you will be noticed more. So if you're looking to change jobs and you've done up your resume, it will be your resume that gets noticed more easily this year just because of the energy of this fire year. Even if there's lots of other people sending in resumes for the same job, it would just be somehow to be your resume that gets noticed. So that's very powerful. In terms of romance this year and relationships, it's also easier for you to get noticed this year. It's easier for you to go out on dates. You just may find that you, if you haven't been in a relationship or you're looking to go and date, you might find it's a good time to get out on the dating sites, and again you'll be more easily noticed. Just be active and allow yourself to go out and experience the joy of dating or going out and socializing. Just be aware though, in this particular year, not to allow your heart to get broken, because it can be a year where there could be short-term relationships or short-term romances that you'd love to actually see grow and develop, but the energy of this year may not be that conducive for that. So just allow yourself to enjoy this year and the energy of romance and socializing and having fun. Now, it is all about the heart. The fire element is all about the heart and living from the heart and expressing passion and joy. And so it's sharing sparks of joy with other people and with their hearts. And so it's a year where you need to allow yourself to socialize, go out and be with friends more, and just to enjoy yourself. And this year, it's also about having fun. Whatever you can do to have fun, go out to the movies, go dancing, anything that can spark the beautiful sparks of joy in your heart. So it's not about sitting at home quietly and reading a book. It really is about doing whatever is fun for you, watching comedies, for instance, going to plays. And it's important for you to stay active. This is quite an active year, so embrace that energy that will just naturally inspire you to be more energetic this year. There's always an emotion that relates to each of these elements in nature, and this particular emotion that may come up for you this year is anxiety, and you may have already been feeling it, and we usually feel the energy of the year that we're coming into around November, December of the last year, and it's just a kind of sense of anxiety that you may have felt, or just overexcitement or overstimulation. Just be aware that that's the energy of this year that's impacting you, and it may not be natural to your natural patterns of who you are, but the actual pattern of fire is really influencing you this year. So if you're a normally grounded person, which I can see from your pattern that you normally would be, there can be a sense of nervousness that can come up for you, and some sense of anxiety, or worst case scenario, even anxiety attacks, and just feeling anxious or just overstimulated. Breathing, deep breaths, and feeling grounded, feeling your feet on the floor is really supported for you this year. And not to take this energy too seriously. It is just sparking this need for you to have a sense of enjoyment and fun this year. This year can also bring up a sense of feeling that people are talking about you. Just be aware that you are naturally going to be a bit more in the spotlight. So it can trigger maybe issues of jealousy in other people, and just be aware that you may also have jealousy triggered in you, where you normally may not feel that. That can be sparked in you. And don't get too upset by that. Just know again that it's the energy of this year, and not to make a story out of it, because you may feel that you just feel naturally that you want to make a story of what's going on. It's just this energy of this year. What also can occur for you this year is that you will really look at where you started at the start of this cycle and see where you've now ended up. And also it's time to think ahead and to shine some light on the future. That may just come up in some natural way this year. Know that you are in a year where you're at the completion, you're at end of an era or an end of a cycle, and as you then move into the energy of next year, which will come up around November, December this year, it's going to be a little bit of a difficult transition. This light-hearted, more uplifting energy of this fire year will be you'll feel the change moving into next year, which is more the energy of things going slower, and that will be more of the water year that you move into next year. So if you think about the energy of summer, there's sunshine, there's light, we go out more, we have more fun, and you'll move next year into the energy of water, which is more about the energy of winter. So the transition from summer to winter can be quite dramatic, and it will feel like you've gone into hibernation all of a sudden. So just be aware later on in the year, if you're noticing that your energy is changing and you're just feeling a little bit more fearful, and that just things have just slowed all of a sudden down, that will be why, because you're feeling the energy of the oncoming new year in your new 9-year cycle starting to filter in. So this year, I want you to really embrace the energy of fun, lightheartedness, living with a sense of passion, doing things that light you up. Allow yourself to be more involved in social activities, and just be aware that this is a powerful year for you to see ways that things may be coming to an end for you as you prepare and get ready for the energy of the new year and the new cycle that you will then move into next year. So the colour associated with this particular fire year that you're in is red. So I'm wearing a bit of red today to show you that this is the colour, but also purples, bright oranges, sparkly colours are important this year, and maybe even hot pinks. And you may choose to wear more of these colours this year just to amplify and support you in this particular year. And also you could bring a bit more of these colours into your environment or into your decor by putting a beautiful bright red pillow or a cushion on your couch, or some purple, images into your decor, or, lighting candles. Candles reflect that fire energy. Also, I want to bring one more thing back into what you need to be aware of in this current fire year. Because you're going to be seen more easily or be more in the spotlight this year, I do recommend that you slow down when it comes to driving. You may have a tendency to speed this year without being even aware of it, and you will be more easily noticed by the police and they will pull you over. I did experience that when I was in my fire year last year. So take your foot off the accelerator a bit and just know that you will want to speed a little bit, and just try to, not allow that inclination to take hold. So yes, wear those reds, purples, or those colors, bring them into your environment, and also to just allow yourself even to wear beautiful sparkly jewelry. Jewelry is also very supportive of you embracing the energy of this really powerful, dynamic and enjoyable year of your fire year and your 9-year cycle. Now, this is just part of what I would give in a 90-minute divine blueprint reading. Now, this is a reading that I give you based on reading the features of your face and reading the patterns in your birth date, the day, the month, and the year of your birth date. And what we can read in those patterns is what emotion you're most likely to experience throughout your life, what true gifts and talents that you naturally have, what your soul intended for you to have and to experience, and also what your true calling is. And we also look at what core issues may come up for you throughout your life. And we can also look at what question you may have in mind in regard to where you are in life, and what we even can look at relationships and questions around relationships. And I know relationships are important to you. So if that's of interest to you, by all means, I'd love for you to contact me and just click on the link below this video. And I hope this is supportive to you, and I really do encourage you to enjoy the energy of this year and allow it to support you as you move through the journey of your life. And I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Bye for now.